I want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. I guess nowadays, actually, it would be, I don't want to, I don't want to wait long. I'm an Amazon kid. Hello, everybody. It is September 20th, 2018, and this is the Bitcast, episode 37, guys. And it's not Friday. It's Thursday.
It's not. It is.
Are you saying that we can't get down?
No, we can't get down. Unless you got a song about Thursday. Almost said a song about Sibby, and then I just immediately managed to stop myself.
Songs about Thursday.
I don't know any songs about Thursday, but I know, like, the same... Never mind. You know what? I'm not going to go on that. I'm not going to go on
Nobody cares about Thursday because Thursday is near the end of the week.
Here we go.
But somebody cares a lot about Thanksgiving.
I love
because that was a song.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
David Bowie made a song called Thursday's Child.
Well, that's a name of a person, I believe, from that song. Just like the Hotel California.
Right?
California's the name.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know, but it's close enough. And, rest in peace.
Hooray. No,
Indeed.
that's sad. All right, I'm sorry. It's Thursday, and we are recording this a day earlier than the normal Friday because my life has managed to catch up with me and beat me up and hold me down with my arm behind my back and said, you know what, you're going to be an adult this weekend. And I said, okay. So.
And sometimes you just got to listen.
Sometimes you got to be an adult.
Yep.
Sometimes you can't be a kid forever.
That's true.
Oh.
Well, sometimes you can't be a kid forever.
You know what? You can't even sing the I Don't Want to Grow Up song anymore because Toys R Us is gone too.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It is.
But you can sing the one by Simple Plan.
Question mark?
Hold on, let me find it. I don't.
Oh, called him out on it.
Plan.
I want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. I guess nowadays, actually, it would be I don't want to wait long. I am an Amazon kid.
There you go.
There you go.
Technically.
Cool. I'll watch that later.
We have something in the Discord. I will watch it in a minute.
That is the song, and let's see. Yep, the chorus of the song is I don't want to grow up, I don't want to I don't want to change, I just want to have fun.
Nope, that doesn't meet the Toys R Us kids line.
No, but now that Toys R Us is no longer around, you can at least do this one.
Nah, we're Amazon children now. We're children of the cardboard. Because my God, do you get cardboard when you order from Amazon?
With the amount of stuff that we order from Amazon and the amount of cardboard we get, we should just use it to invest in making our own house.
You get cardboard and Jack Ryan.
Hey,
Or
that's my box.
It is your box.
That's my box. That's something.
If you couldn't tell,
Hey,
I have
quick.
a new webcam.
Flip it this way.
No.
Don't do that.
I wasn't going to do that.
Show off my address.
I got really concerned.
You think
I
I'm,
wasn't going to do
you
that.
think I'm dumb enough to let that go uncensored? There's at least one person who watches this podcast in full, okay?
That's
me.
true. I almost forgot about that.
I watch every week. I get the previews.
So do I. Except for last week. I didn't get to catch all of last week. I watched most of it.
Oh, you missed out on last week. It was a fantastic time.
I saw a couple of things. I made it almost to the end. I'm almost through it. But I heard your comment about my tweet. I am not happy.
I don't remember. What was your comment?
He said I was sounding a little bit like Trump.
Yeah, his tweet sounded like Trump, and I was like,
Yeah.
"That sounds like too close, Michael."
Square Enix is fake news.
Fake news.
Oh. Shut up, Trump.
Anyway,
All right, let's roll this back around here for a second.
Yes.
Well, I guess we can go ahead and rolling this back around. Let's go ahead and just kick the podcast off. Let's talk about the business this week and what we have been up to, and so on and so forth. So,
Down to business.
who wants to get their business on the map?
I'll start.
Okay, Michael.
Since I wasn't here last week, I'll start this week for the business. Unsurprisingly, World of Warcraft.
Nah.
Just playing more of that, getting more into the story and stuff like that. So I'll just kind of skip over that.
Well, there is one thing that I want to kind of touch on since you said World of Warcraft. Seems like some people are very unhappy with this expansion.
Really?
It's more people are happy with it than unhappy, to be honest.
I've been hearing a lot of negative press lately.
Yeah.
Said they didn't do a good job like they did with Legion. So, I mean, that's just some of the stuff that I've been hearing as I've been browsing around.
The previous expansion, Legion, was highly praised, like really, really, really good. And I came in like at the tail end of it and got to experience all of it, and I enjoyed it too. It was really good. I'm not gonna make judgments on this expansion yet because it's not fully out. It's just like the first part of it. They still have a ton of like its patches and stuff to go through, so I'm not gonna judge yet.
Okay.
So World of Warcraft. I did play the Call of Duty Blackout beta. I played that, which was last weekend. And it's the battle royale of Call of Duty, and it was good. It was really good.
What I've heard.
It's fluid, like it's fast. At first you don't like from playing PUBG and then going to Blackout. At first you're like, I don't know if I like this. You're like picking up a weapon and it instantly being loaded with ammo and stuff. But as you play a little bit more, you're like, okay, it makes it fast and fluid and really fun. And it was a really good beta weekend that they held, and I enjoyed it a lot. And now I'm excited for when it releases in October, the full game. I'll be playing it probably.
Now I've heard, well, more or less from what I've seen and heard, is like it's like, good job, you did it, you made a PUBG, hooray! Here's your pat on the back. Do you think that's kind of a little the fact that Black Ops and not Black Ops, Call of Duty went this way? Does this kind of drop them from being the market leader in first-person shooters?
I don't think so.
I don't see why it would.
No.
Well, they're not the innovator anymore. They're the copycat.
They've never been that much of the innovator.
I wouldn't say they've ever been like an innovator.
Okay, tell me another shooter series that was kind of leading the way with different styles and not tactics, but rather what's the word I'm looking for? Mechanics. That's what I was looking for.
Like from back whenever Call of Duty was first coming out, there was a lot of games around that time that were like that. Some that came out before Call of Duty, like Medal of Honor, which is dead now.
Well, I know, but I'm talking about modern day.
Well.
I mean, in my opinion, Call of Duty started to take a lot of what Halo was doing, and Halo started to take a lot of what Call of Duty was doing. They kind of just bled into each other. It was a lot of like crossover, because when Call of Duty, I guess Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare and like Modern Warfare 3 were coming out, they were getting a lot more futuristic and that sort of thing. Halo also started doing the class loadouts when they started introducing extra equipment and like power abilities. It kind of bled over, and Call of Duty was kind of doing the same thing, and they just both became very similar. Just Call of Duty was more of a Twitch ADS type shooter, whereas Halo was more of a run and gun brawler type shooter, I would say. Because Halo started, I think with Halo 5, they had the ability to like pull yourself up onto ledges, and they had the jetpack and stuff like that. That made it feel a lot more like Call of Duty. And then there was a lot of stuff that Call of Duty started doing that made it feel a lot more like Halo.
I'll concede point on that, but it's I guess it's maybe just kind of an old guard type thing for me. And sorry to kind of run off into this. This is kind of one of the things I've been thinking about lately. It's Call of Duty's always been that big shooter game that everybody has always played, that has always led the pack, and now they're behind the 8 ball trying to catch up, especially with this new mode.
Maybe no, I wouldn't say maybe not behind. Maybe they just want in on what everybody else is doing now.
I think they're just adapting.
Yeah, they're just adapting because they saw that Battle Royale started becoming a thing, and they're like, we could do one better, which they did better than PUBG at least.
That's what they did with zombies.
But if you're adapting, you're not innovating.
That's true, but I don't know. I'm not sure on that matter.
I don't know. It's just it's food for thought. Yeah. I'll just kind of one of the things I've been wondering about, because it's like I said, I remember Call of Duty being the game, and now it's not really the game anymore. It's Fortnite. Ugh.
For me, Fortnite. Ugh. Yeah. For me personally, Call of Duty has always been like. There's been Call of Duties that I liked. Like I played Modern Warfare 2. I think it was the story of it, and I loved it. And I went back and played Modern Warfare 1 and loved the story. But then they release a ton of Call of Duties. For me, it's always just been like, oh, it's that one shooter game. It's, I don't know. It's there were so many of them. It reminded me of like Assassin's Creed for a while there, where they were just releasing an Assassin's Creed every year, just in a new area of the world.
Well, we know how that buries a game.
Yes.
Yep.
But with all that being said, Blackout it was pretty good. The beta was really good. I really enjoyed it. It's nice playing. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Wait, to me or
go ahead, Cody.
To whoever was talking.
Cody, you go ahead. I'll finish after you.
I was just gonna say, I feel like Call of Duty. Food. I feel like Call of Duty hasn't really been too innovative. They've definitely just been more adaptive and maybe improved upon certain things. Because I mean, in my opinion, the trifecta of first-person shooters has been Halo, Battlefield, and Call of Duty. Those have been like the 3 main big shooters that have been going around. And Halo never worried about ADS. It was all about like the arena shooter, very similar to like Unreal in a sense. Whereas Battlefield and Call of Duty were a little bit more combating each other. Battlefield had their own thing with vehicles and destroyable walls and that thing, and then Call of Duty was just the small Twitch arena shooter. And now with Black Ops 4 and Blackout, they're adapting the battle royale mode much like they did with zombies. Left 4 Dead was out, and that was a big game, and so they started to include zombies in their games in some fashion that made people enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's so much innovation. I would say that it's definitely adaptation and some improvements. I'm not saying that they're completely copying it, but because Blackout improved on a lot of things that I hate in PUBG.
Just as a side note, I have an idea for a game now.
Uh-oh.
Lego Call of Duty Black Ops. I'm sorry. You gave me the idea, Cody. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. I love it.
We need some cover.
Yes.
Build the cover.
Build your cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Instead of Fortnite
like
building.
Fortnite,
No,
yeah.
except this time you just build Legos. Your guy just sits down for a minute and just like click, 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 click. Oh.
Yeah, anytime you put down a wall, all of a sudden it's just
Wow.
Go on, Daniel.
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and drop it from there. I think we've covered it pretty well. It's
Okay.
I detoured down that little path right there. So, Michael, what else have you been playing besides Block Ops?
That's fine. Block Op. On the subject of battle royales,
Mhm.
Ring of Elysium released yesterday, and I've been playing that, or I played it yesterday. I haven't played it today, but it is basically working PUBG.
Working PUBG.
Is literally what it is. It's working PUBG, like better mechanics, better optimized, better like shooting at targets and actually hitting them. Um, it's got a lot of the same assets as PUBG. It's just a better working version. It's a little different in the fact that you don't parachute in. You just select a spot on the map and then it spawns you there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go around collecting weapons and stuff. And it's not restricted to one winner anymore. It can be up to 4 winners because a helicopter comes in, lowers its ladder, and then you have to climb the ladder and get up to the top to the helicopter to survive. So a lot of people are going to be sitting here waiting around this helicopter, waiting for people to go for the chopper and get on the ladder to shoot them off of it.
Campers. Oh,
and
boy.
it can be up to 4 winners
But
at the end of a match.
The helicopter also has a time limit because as the
That's
zone
true.
shrinks, it's in the very last zone that the helicopter comes in, and then it comes in like a minute into the zone disappearing, and you've got, I think, like 3 minutes to get on there. So if you sit there and wait too long, you're going to miss it.
Yep. It does have a timer, so the helicopter, like, you'll either just freeze to death or the helicopter will fly off, I think.
Yeah.
One or the other. Yeah. But so you have a choice. You're sitting here with the helicopter coming in, and this time limit's going down, and you're sitting here waiting, and you're like, okay, is there going to be someone going out for it? Should I go out for it? Oh shit, the timer's coming. Should we like just call a truce and try to get 4 of us up there? You know, it makes it an interesting ending game.
It makes me wonder if they kind of scavenged that from Titanfall. Then
They might have.
Oh, that's interesting.
I remember Titanfall. Yeah,
because Titanfall at the end of team battle, one team battle was trying to evacuate via helicopter while the other team is trying to stop them.
Yeah. That was pretty innovative.
It might be something from that. Shit, there was something I was just going to mention. I forgot. I hate that.
Just follow
In Ring of Elysium, like there's been a lot of updates to it, or not updates, but there's a lot of new things in this game that other battle royales don't have. Like for instance, when selecting your spot on the map where you want to spawn, you also get a choice of 3 starting like loadouts. One is a lot of mobility, but a little capacity of carrying capacity, and you can jump from a high spot on the map and hang glide across the map, but you start with like a pistol and a 9mm pistol, or was it a 45 for that one? I don't know. The second one is snowboard. It's like medium mobility and medium capacity. It's like a middle of the range, and you have a snowboard. And you can snowboard down snowy hills and stuff. And then the third and last one is the lowest mobility, but lots of capacity, which is rock climbing. And there's different spots on the map that you can rock climb, and you can use zip lines on the map. And that's a really interesting thing to add to the game, I think. Like, the hang gliding was a lot of fun when I tried it. And the snowboarding is fun, too. You can do it downstairs inside houses. me and Lucid were doing that yesterday. It was hilarious.
I was watching. Y'all were going jump. I was like, oh, look at that. And then I asked him, I was like, what is this game?
Yeah.
So...
Cool Border 6.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so here's my question then.
Or in me and Lucid's case, snowboard kids.
Now, did Microsoft back the wrong horse?
Oh, with PUBG?
With PUBG.
Microsoft made money off of PUBG.
They did, just because PUBG has been around longer. And I honestly, I think Ring of Elysium is going to way outdo PUBG now that it's out. Because it's free to play.
Right, and
and it's better.
here's what I'm getting at. They may have made some money off of this, but the fact is that as soon as Microsoft had announced its branding partnership with PUBG, or that exclusivity deal that they had developed, Fortnite really exploded and took off. And everybody
it's still
started
going strong.
right, and everybody started to hate PUBG and not want to play PUBG. Now, granted, there's still probably a number of people still out there playing, but nonetheless, now there's all these new clones that are coming out. You know, Black Ops has got their version, Ring of Elysium, Fortnite,
5 has theirs.
Battlefield 5. You can start counting all these different Battle Royale modes, and it just makes me wonder if Microsoft threw their hat into the wrong camp.
They might have jumped the gun on that. You never know.
It's kind of what I'm wondering.
Yeah. Because they saw what was popular now. They're like, oh, this is really popular right now. Boom. And
as soon as
now
they
that
got
all
it,
these other things, yeah, it may come back and bite them in the ass.
Well, the real question is, how much of a Schrodinger's effect would Microsoft have had? You know, if they backed Fortnite, would that have even been as popular? If they got their hands into it, would it have been more of a money grab? Would they have started, causing people to pay for it?
it was very true. Is it PUBG's fault, or is this Microsoft's fault in the end? Who's to blame for the game?
I think it also comes down to the developers, because weren't the developers of PUBG just some people who are like, hey, let's make this game, and they're like, wow, this game's getting big. All right, well, we got our money with it, and we're just going to sell it to these people, and they can take over. Because Fortnite is made by an actual studio who was making another game about Fortnite. I forget what the original game version was called, but basically the fort building, fighting zombies
Yes,
type of game.
it was called Fortnite. That's what the
It was
original
Fortnite
game.
and then something else. There was like a tagline attached to it.
I don't know.
Let me see if I can find it. Fortnite.
Save the world. Fortnite Save the World.
Fortnite Save the World, huh?
Yep. And I think they added that on probably after they did the Battle Royale version, just so they would have something to differentiate between Fortnite Save the World and Fortnite Battle Royale.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It is.
More to think about.
Yep.
But again, I hijacked.
What are your thoughts? Leave your comments in the...
Yeah, let us know
comment
what you
section below.
believe and think. We are very interested in it. Send us emails about what you think. Add
We
in.
will
tweet
read
us.
them.
We will read them.
We will read them. Yeah, tweet us too. We'll talk. We'll converse with you on Twitter. I usually do nothing all day long.
I'm on there all the time.
I am on the Twitters. Follow me. It's right there.
I tweet with the kids.
Besides that, I played a little bit of Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov. The only time I play that anymore is with friends. Like, I do not like to play that game solo.
It's like me and Sea of Thieves.
But if somebody's playing and they invite me to play with them, I'll play it with them. It's the same game it's always been. You go in, you start in an instance with a bunch of other players. You have to kill them. If you die, you lose all your stuff. The same thing. Just like there was an update recently. There was a patch recently to Tarkov that added a new gun, the Mosin Nagant. It's a very cheap sniper rifle for beginning players who don't have a lot of money, like me, and it's actually quite nice. And it's like you can go into an instance in the game, and if you find like a battery, like a car battery, and you get out with it, you can trade that for a Mosin Nagant with a scope. And then you can go in and you can snipe people, and
pew, pew, pew.
it's a pretty good weapon. It feels good. Like, the game feels good to play. It's just stressful playing solo. Whenever I'm playing with a friend, I can relax and just be like, whee! That's how I feel with that game. So that's it. That's all for me. That's my business this week.
Your business. All right.
There.
Cody, what business you got going on?
Oh boy. I have been doing the business of school and work.
Ooh, the real life stuff.
Yeah, dude, statistics is starting to kick my butt. I spent 4 hours at the tutoring center at my college on Tuesday. I went to my class that was an hour away, drove 45 minutes to my main campus, or the campus that I typically attend. Went to tutoring for 4 hours and then went home and started working on other homework.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I spent a couple hours after work today as well, sitting down with a friend who's one of the tutors, and she was helping me out. So bless you, Corinne. You are beautiful, and I appreciate you. So yeah, statistics kicking my butt.
Hooray for work, schoolwork.
On the good side, a good friend of mine who may or may not be joining us, wink, wink, for PAX. He definitely is, and who may or may not have sent us an email, wink, wink. He definitely did. My good buddy Justin, he offered to take a look at the 2 Nintendo 64 games that Eternal sent me. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time and Star Fox 64.
Mm-hmm.
Took a look at them, opened them up, cleaned them up. He got them working.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
it's nothing more satisfying than when you disassemble a cartridge and then clean it up and get it working, put it back together. I love doing that.
Yeah.
That is
I think
so
the most
nice.
the most satisfying part is putting it in and then seeing that this logo pop up on the screen.
Yep.
And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, he was very dramatic with the reveal because I work with him, so I gave him the games, and he took them home. And later that night, I get a text message from him that's a video, and it's just a video of a TV screen with a black screen. So I click it, and I'm like, this is either going to be really good or really bad, and I'm not sure how I feel about this. So he puts the game in, and it's Star Fox. He starts off with Star Fox, flicks it on, takes a moment. Star Fox 64. I was like, yeah! And then he turns it off. He turns it off, pulls it out, puts the other one in. I'm like, is this one going to work? This is the one I really want to work. Flicks it on. A few beats go by. Nintendo 64. And then Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. And then you see the horse going by. And I'm like, oh!
Yeah, it starts playing that ocarina. Do, 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 and you're just like,
Yep, and
That's
you hear the clip clopping. Ah. So
And then you get to the water temple.
So now I'm torn this weekend. Do I want to play The Legend of Dragoon or do I want to start The Legend of Zelda?
Dragoons or Zeldas.
dang. It's I guess it's like, do I want to play this game I've played before and I know I love, or do I want to play this game that I know is good but I haven't played?
Yeah.
You should play the game you haven't played.
And it'll be a blind playthrough, and everybody will want to see your
You
reaction.
should totally play the game you haven't played. Just saying.
Here's my other thing. I feel really bad for trying to play The Legend of Zelda while I'm going to school because I can only stream on the weekends. And I know that will be a heavy hitting game for people to want to come see.
Not only that, but you'll play it, and then the weekend will end, and you'll be like, damn it, I want to play more.
Yep, that too. And then, I'll work and school and I'll be thinking about it all week. Then I'll come home and I'll be like, I'm going to play it again. I'll completely forget what I did.
Yeah. Yeah. You should probably wait on it then, because I've had those experiences where it's been a week since you played and you're like, what was I doing? And you're just not as immersed as you were.
Yeah. So I think I may actually hold off on that. But and then aside from that, I also tried out Ring of Elysium. TJ messaged me last night and he was like, hey, this game's finally out. You should go download it. I was like, it's 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, something like that. I was like, sure, yeah, I'll go download it and try out a game. I was going to see if he wanted to play, but then I noticed that he and Skid were streaming. I was like, I'll let them have their fun. So I played one game and hopped in. I was like, all right, this is interesting. I chose the rock climbing kit. And You guys hear that?
I heard it for a split second.
Okay, I have no idea what that was.
Do you have a xylophone ghost too?
That was more like a drill ghost.
Yeah, it sounded like
a
something going
blender
whoop
ghost?
whoop whoop whoop.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
that,
no,
yeah.
not a dubstep ghost!
Oh god.
No!
The wub wub ghost.
No!
I thought maybe it was my fan or something, but I don't think it was that. I don't know, man. That was weird. I thought maybe it was someone in like a souped up ricer or something outside, and didn't see anyone. Anyway. So I chose the rock climbing kit, which you start with a shotgun, and I chose a place where no one else spawned. That's one thing I liked, is that you can see where everyone else is choosing to spawn. So I chose some place no one else wanted to spawn, just so I could kind of get used to it. And the first thing I noticed was, in my opinion, the controls seemed a little bit clunky. Like everything just felt slow. So I turned up the sensitivity quite a bit, and that really helped out.
Yeah, sensitivity was too low to be for sure.
They're coming back.
The dubstep ghost?
Yeah, I heard it. Okay, I've got my blinds open, so if it is, I'll catch them. But yeah, so I managed. The one thing I really like about this game is, unlike the other battle royale games, except for Fortnite, you can hold 3 primary weapons.
Yeah,
I had 2 assault rifles and 1 SMG. One assault rifle was my long range, single fire. The other one was my fully automatic, and then I had the SMG. Of which I only ever used the long range single fire. But yeah, I ended up playing that game. I got 2 kills, very first game, and was second on the helicopter, and managed to make, I guess, technically first out of the last 3 people, because one guy killed someone, and then, you know, he was the last guy alive, so he just nonchalantly walks up the ladder. But the shooting definitely felt very good. I liked that I put my crosshairs on someone and I fired and I could actually hit them.
Yeah.
Like I could lead a target and I could hit them, and I could aim at them and I could hit them, and
that is like the big draw for a lot of players coming from PUBG.
Yeah.
I do have to say the cars, all of them feel like tanks when they're turning.
Oh yeah.
They're like, they turn so slow. It is crazy how horrible the cars are at turning.
I never got near a car.
And get high-centered so easily.
Yes. one of the first games that me and Lucid played, we got in a monster truck. A giant monster truck, giant tires. And I was like, oh, dude, this is sick. I have a clip of it. And I was like, this is awesome. I guess we're done here. Let's go. And Lucid goes, and drives up on a fence. It just got stuck there. And I was like,
You could tell that the little physics frame that the vehicle uses for damage and running into stuff extended well below the wheels on that thing.
Did.
Yep.
It's hanging on midair. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I watched that this morning getting ready for class. I think I opened Twitter or Discord before I walked into class. I was like, oh, let's see what this is. I was not disappointed. I came across a car, and actually someone else was driving in the car. And so I just wanted to see if I could shoot at them. Like, you know, if I could get them out of the car or if it would blow up the car. So I just started shooting at them. And they drove and I think ran up on a fence and then just disappeared. I have no idea what happened to them. But probably killed them. I don't know.
Yeah, that happened in the very next game that me and Lucid played. We were in the monster truck again. We were like, yeah, let's go. And we just gunshots from all around. And then smoke, boom. We were dead.
Good to know that they don't have much of a warning.
No, there was no warning at all.
It's crazy.
Anyway,
yeah. I also liked the new method of closing in the ring, because unlike other battle royale games, it's not a circle that slowly encompasses you. It is everything is kind of like sectioned off into sectors.
Yeah, there's sections of the map. Yeah.
But they're not like square sectors. It's like here's this weird triangle and this other weird trapezoid shape and like, weird geometric shapes that make up this map. And the first closing in, the first I guess round took out like 80% of the map in the game that I was in.
Yeah,
like
that happens every game, yeah.
Wow.
It's not like here's part of the map. It's like here's most of the map. Have fun. And the wall doesn't move, so you're not like outrunning it. It's as soon as that timer hits 0, the whole place just freezes over. They call it Emir.
It looks cool though. If you're in it, it's just a snowstorm going, and you're just running, trying to get in the safe zone. It's awesome.
No!
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
If you're outside the zone and you're standing like on the edge where it comes up, it looks like a sheet of ice just suddenly spawns in front of you. Like it looks like a glacier just, woof, and you're like, oh, I don't want to get caught in that. But it was an interesting first impression for a game. There were some things that I didn't like, but overall I was like, this wasn't too bad. I would definitely pick it up and play it some more with some friends.
Especially for free to play.
Yeah, especially for free to play.
Considering it's free to play, it is an excellent game.
I would try it out if I had the time. But I don't have time this weekend.
You could have the time tomorrow.
Nope. Nope.
I'll cancel for you. It's fine.
Nope. There's other things going on as well, so.
Yeah. But aside from that, man, I haven't been up to too much. I didn't even really stream that much last week. I think I streamed Black Ops. I think. And then the next night I don't think I streamed anything.
I think that's all you did last week.
Yeah, because my mom is looking at getting into starting to record voiceovers for audiobooks and stuff. So she's been like buying her own equipment and getting herself set up, and she was having trouble with something. She's like, "Can you come help me?" So I went over and helped her, and
that's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, I'm real excited for her, and I can't wait to see what she does.
Very cool.
She's done voiceover before, but it's been a while, so she's very eager to try something new.
Okay. Well, anything else that's hit your docket lately, or is that going to be it?
Man, I think that's about it. I'm gonna have a personal project coming up soon that I might talk about shortly. But aside from that, that's I think that covers it.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and jump in here. For me, I have not been playing any video games lately. Real shocker there. I have been desperately wanting to play Spider-Man, and I just have not had the opportunity nor the time to do so. So I can't really tell you how Spider-Man has kind of evolved in the game. As far as I'm aware, it is amazing. So I'll go with amazing.
Okay.
Amazing call him the Amazing Spider-Man.
It's Amazing Spider-Man. Outside of that, I did real life gaming last night. I went bowling.
Oh.
I like bowling. It is such a fun thing. My girlfriend's sister is in town visiting, so we went out and went bowling last night. And I didn't have my bowling ball, but it was all right. I did pretty well. I was kind of sad. I started off slow, but I ended up finishing at 112. I think I bowled a 112.
All right.
I want to get back to my college days where I could at least bowl 150. I mean, I'm no professional bowler here. I ain't going to be able to knock the pins down every single time and get 250, but it's fun.
Did you at least do better than when you went against me as Panda Man?
Panda Man?
Yeah, I don't remember his name. What was that game? Was that Dead or
Oh,
Alive?
that was in Tekken.
Tekken.
That was you and TJ bowling in Tekken.
Oh, that's right. I forgot I went up against TJ. Game was rigged.
I
That
like
was-
bowling too.
That was
I haven't been.
that wasn't real life bowling.
Yeah,
No.
I haven't been bowling in a long time. But I remember whenever we used to go bowling. Yeah,
yeah, we should go to Village
was a lot of
Bowl,
fun.
and nobody
that was so
there.
good.
$2
Yeah, it was.
each game. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
You don't get that anymore. Now it's $30 to rent a lane for an hour.
Oof.
My
Oof.
It's
my local
ridiculous.
alley. Last time I was there was like $250 for a lane. I think it might have been like $10 for the shoes or something, but to rent it for for a game or two, wasn't that bad at all.
Yeah. All these arcade places, they jack the price up on it. But if you want to kind of bowl in some of the areas that don't have league bowling, you kind of got to play your hand. Because a lot of these places do nothing but league bowl. And you walk in, like I did in one place, and look around, and I was like, there is nobody bowling on the lanes. Uh-oh. It's league night. They are fixing to start. So I have been bowling, and let's see, what else have I been doing since that time? Not really a whole lot. Mostly sleeping and working. Unfortunately, work has been really keeping me busy, so my business is short. But I got
Sometimes
new.
you just gotta adult.
I know.
Yeah.
That it seems to be
But-
my case a whole lot lately, is adulting a whole bunch. And my time will come. I foresee it. I will get to be a Toys R Us kid again. Ha, 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 ha. All right. Well, that's going to do it
Don't
for the
think so.
business this week. How about we go ahead and move on to the news for the week? And boy, is there some good news out there right now.
There is. Yes.
Boy howdy.
Boy, howdy.
Boy, howdy.
Woohoo!
We're Texans here, okay?
Red
Leave us
Dead
alone.
Redemption.
Despite living in the north, I'm technically a southerner. I was south of the Mason-Dixon line for my whole life, most of my life.
So,
Who? Yeah, who wants to start off the
I will
news?
kick news off because there's one thing that
Okay.
I want to talk about. Very much so is
I don't have anything.
Sony is launching a PlayStation Classic console. It is going to
Yep,
be out. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just to say they saw Nintendo do it, and they're like, "We got to get in on that."
Like, oh hell yeah, let's go! And it's going to be out in December. It's going to be have 20 games on it, and from Sony's words, that these are supposed to be genre-defining titles. So
I know 5 of them.
that's all that they have released so far.
Yep.
Jumping Flash, Wild Arms, Ridge Racer Type 4, Tekken 3, and wait a second. What is this? Final Fantasy 7 as a
Oh, the one
genre-defining title.
The one
Not
that they didn't release?
no
Or was it 8 that
8.
you guys were upset about?
No,
last
8.
week?
It was
Ah,
8.
okay.
8.
8 was the one that didn't release on Nintendo Switch or isn't being remastered
Yes.
or whatever.
Gotcha.
See, well, I've heard rumors about why it's not being released, and I'll cover that in a second. But Final Fantasy VII as a genre-defining title, not Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VII, TJ. That one's for you. That's why I wanted you to be here on the podcast this week. Sadness.
Oh,
I just wanted to see him react to no Final Fantasy VIII again, because that was
It
fun
was-
last week.
I don't think he would. I don't think TJ would say that Final Fantasy VIII was genre defining. It was just really, really good
It was a good game.
and different from like the other Final Fantasies. I had a lot to say about last week, but I can't because it's this week.
I knew you were probably
Oh.
just dying on the inside listening to us talk about that at the time.
I was the entire time. I was pulling my hair out and just like I had like a stress ball, and I'm like, "Ugh." Anyway, I'm okay now.
So this thing is
We're
gonna
not
be
gonna get into that.
this thing is gonna be $100, and it's gonna come with 2 controllers. And
How
then
much?
$100. Right now, you can only pre-order it through Best Buy or GameStop. And in all honesty, it's probably going to go fast. So if you do want to get one, you should order it now. I've already got one on order.
I would love to order one. I don't have the money for it. And I think honestly, the only games on there that I would play are Wild Arms and Final Fantasy so far.
Well, that's 2 of 20 so far.
I grew up playing Wild Arms as well. That was one of the other RPGs that my brother introduced me to.
It was a good game.
I remember getting past the carnival, which I know wasn't too far into the game. I don't remember how far into it I really got. But I remember him giving me a cheat code that allowed me to like clone the special apple and everything. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Slight correction. Best Buy, GameStop, and Walmart. Walmart is also a place where you can pre-order. Sorry.
What about the last Blockbuster?
Not in I was about to say Arkansas. I was like, not in Anchorage. No.
I'm excited.
There's going to be an N64 miniature one, just like the NES and the SNES that's coming. If Sony's doing the PlayStation, Nintendo will do the Nintendo 64. I think it'll probably have to stop at this point. I don't think you could go any farther. I don't think you can make a GameCube Mini, because you just might as well re-release the GameCube.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more you can do. Unless Sega decides to come out and start doing Dreamcast Classic or something like that.
That would be interesting.
Well, Sega's already tried to re-release miniature versions of their console many, many times. They've all failed horribly.
You might be able to get away with a mini PS2 in a couple years.
Maybe, yeah. Technology's getting better. Then you'd have to figure out what genre-defying PS2 games are out there, and that's a conversation I don't want to have right now. Woof.
Star Wars Battlefront.
PC.
It was good on the PS2.
No, PC. Star Wars Battlefront.
No shooter feels good on a controller.
No kidding.
Oh no, it was terrible on the PS2, but it was still a fun game. Like I spent hours playing that game.
Oh. Well, running away from the miniature console conversations, we're going to move on to the next terrible thing in the world. Nintendo Switch online service. It's out now, so all you Splatoon players, sorry, you have to pay money now. But here's a funny thing. This is some weird little hitches. Fortnite. Don't have to have Nintendo subscription service for online to be able to play Fortnite.
Yep.
Free to play game.
Yes, but
oh wait, do you need that for PS2 or
PS4?
PS4 and
Yeah.
Xbox One?
You gotta have their subscription service to play online.
Oh, never mind. I redact my statement because it is false.
The game's free, but it's
right.
But you gotta use their, you gotta pay for their service, except for Nintendo, which is very, very strange. It's almost like Nintendo couldn't have enough muscle to force them to say. Nintendo, the cloud save backups will be erased if you lapse in your subscription with Nintendo's online service. So that's
lame.
Oh yeah, and also it doesn't sync automatically. You have to sync it yourself.
That's a little bit better because I'd say that if you automatically sync it and then forget to pull it off the cloud, then you're really screwed over.
And those are some of that's kind of the weird things that's going on with the Nintendo service. I really don't like Nintendo's online service. I mean, I think they've got like, 20 NES games. Yeah, 20 classic NES games can be downloaded and played through the console now if you're a subscriber. and they're all in
Yeah.
HD resolution, but they have save states and things like that nature. But
I don't know either.
I don't even know if it's worth the $20 now for the
year or a
year.
month?
I don't even.
A year.
I couldn't even. I wouldn't even want to waste $20 on a year for it. It's just. It's bad.
It is $20 a year, but it's not a good service right now.
There's no value in it. There's no value in it
There's
at all.
There's not.
So
I mean, unless you're a big Splatoon player, I agree.
well, you think about it this way: Mario Kart 8, huge game for playing online.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Mario Kart.
Then you have Splatoon, and then you have Arms is online, and then what's the other game?
The only
Mario
thing
Tennis.
Mario Tennis, yeah. The only thing I'll probably be using the Nintendo Online for would be Crystal Chronicles Remastered,
If
What
it
about
comes.
Smash?
because that's online multiplayer.
Yeah.
And I don't like playing Smash online. Like every time I tried playing it online before, I didn't care for it.
Smash is always.
I like playing the single player modes.
I've always preferred Smash locally.
Yeah.
Which
I've
is
never preferred Smash.
you never preferred to Smash?
But
I am not good at fighting games.
neither am I.
Oh.
But Smash is Nintendo, and it's got a bunch of characters that I love, and I like playing the single versus computer modes. Is all I like doing.
Yeah.
That I could do. That I can do just fine.
I usually unless it's like a fun match against a friend.
Yeah.
I don't like playing like online and stuff. And the first time I ever tried playing it online, whenever it first became available online, it was so laggy and crap. It wasn't fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're jumping in the air as Captain Falcon. Falcon! Paw!
Why'd I
Yeah.
die?
Yeah, and then you just go, and you're just like, what happened? Anyway, yeah, that's my thoughts on the online.
Nonetheless, I do not like what they're offering. They need to step up their game.
They do. They need to do something. At least do something like what PS4 does with like the Plus membership, and offer like some free games and stuff. You
Well,
know
that's-
that you can get each month.
That's what they're trying to do with the 20 NES games, but that's really not.
But they're like
That's
Here, have
not the
some-
same.
freaking 30-year-old games.
Yeah, it's really not,
It's not
the same.
No, it's not. I've actually gotten some pretty good games off of the PlayStation Plus.
Mhm.
You know, but anyway.
On to some quick tag news here. Final Fantasy composer Nobuo Uematsu is
Yes.
now on indefinite sick leave. Sadness. It is the beginning of the end of a generation of music for video games.
Yeah, he's going through some heavy mental and physical exhaustion right now, and I
That
feel really
sucks.
bad for him. I love that guy. That's like my favorite composer of like video game music right there. He's done some masterpieces.
It is amazing that the work that he has pulled off. In fact, I was listening to some Final Fantasy IX music on my way home today while I was driving, and I was just getting goosebumps listening to everything.
It brought you back, didn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
God.
I'm just like, this is so good.
Because like, I'm never mind. I was thinking about the last week's podcast. I was thinking about it, and I have to have some self control.
Well, maybe we'll let you have a little cut in here in a little bit for it. Jumping on Jump Force, the super anime fighting game that's coming out.
Yes, Shonen Jump Smash Bros.
It's going to let you create your own custom character in the game now.
Cool.
So that's kind of an interesting little thing that they have thrown in there. There's also going to be some original characters created by Akira Toriyama. So
Cool.
That is a name I don't know, but it sounds impressive.
that is the Dragon Ball creator.
Oh,
It's the artist of the Dragon Ball and Chrono Trigger and stuff like that.
gotcha.
So
That's a big name.
Yes.
it is a big name for some very original characters that are going to be created specifically for this game. So this game has kind of got a little bit more interesting now.
Basically, it's going to be red-haired Goku and sorry, I have to make that. I'm sorry.
Traditional
That was
regular Goku with black Goku and blue Goku.
yeah. I have to make that little jab because for a long while there I was always making fun of how all his characters look the same. But anyway.
So I'm curious about this game. I'm gonna follow this all the way through, and I might even buy it just so I could play it because it looks really interesting.
Yeah.
Lastly, for me, this has nothing to do video game related. It is more so TV related, but since TV and movies is now fair game, there were some photos tweeted out of Bugs Bunny.
Oh yeah.
LeBron James.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Space Jam 2 is actually a thing.
That's right.
And it is coming very, very soon. So we will see.
I can't wait.
We will see.
Please just insert the Space Jam theme song, like just the first 5 seconds of it.
You know you want to jam. No.
Yep. I'm gonna go listen to that right now.
And welcome to the jam.
Space Jam 2 is already the top thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, I don't know. This thing has got such huge shoes to fill to actually be good. I am terrified of this actually happening. I think it's gonna suck. I really do. I don't have hope for it.
It's gonna be weird without Michael Jordan now.
He'll probably make a cameo, honestly.
I hope so. And Bill Murray.
I bet you. Oh, that was weird. I bet you he makes a cameo and just does the passing of the torch to LeBron James as some sort of symbolic passing of the torch of being the best in an NBA basketball and whatever.
God, he better be the coach, man. He better be like he's gotta be the Mr. Miyagi coach. That is what I want.
That would be funny, but.
Ooh, what if he's on a rival team?
No, I don't think that would happen.
You don't think they'd do that?
I think I gotta believe that this is going to be a very bad movie now. I will mark my words here, and when it comes out, I will see what see if I called it correctly. But you can't catch that lightning in a bottle twice in something like this. So
yeah,
that's all I've got. Hey, Cody,
have to go see that.
You said you didn't have anything to discuss this week, news-wise.
Yeah, man, nothing that I can think of. I mean, my nose has been to the grindstone in books and just studying and junk like that. So I'm pretty loose on any information on new updates and stuff that have been coming out.
Okay, well then, Michael, lay it on us. What have you got this Durf?
Well,
Or Durf.
for Durf.
Durf. All right, what do you got for news?
Okay, for Durf. For Durf. Okay.
I always flub.
Sorry, I'm jamming out right now.
Yeah. First of all, I have a link for you guys that that they just watch this later.
Okay.
There you go.
What in the world?
You'll love it. Trust me, you'll absolutely love it. You have to let me know what you think about it later.
Oh
Okay.
dear.
Just please watch it, listen to it, and tell me what you think about it later. Anyway, okay, news.
The thumbnail.
Yeah.
The thumbnail is a bunch of Charles Barkley's face on
You'll love it. Trust me. It's a mashup. It's a mashup of
Santa
songs.
outfits.
Yeah.
Be sure to post that in the Discord as well.
I will. It's great. It's my favorite mashup of the Slam Jam song with this. You just watch it. Anyway, news. Soul Calibur 6 had a new character revealed.
Yay!
Not a new character, but a character from its past revealed.
Yay!
It's Raphael.
About damn time.
The
Raphael
turtle?
has been revealed. No. Raphael is a swordsman, fencer in Soul Calibur, and Athos.
Ah.
Daniel used to play him all the time.
All the time in the
Soul Calibur
arcade.
2.
All the time.
Yeah,
He's my
that was
go-to.
his character. But that's literally it. They showed like a gameplay trailer, and he looks the same as like his move set looks pretty similar to how he's always been.
Nice.
He looks pretty cool. But that's it for that. That was just a quick thing I wanted to go over with Soul Calibur. Devil May Cry 5 has a new trailer that shows more Dante gameplay. Both Lady and Trish make an appearance. Lady from Devil May Cry 2 and Trish from Devil May Cry 1 make an appearance. And there's a little bit of story trailer and gameplay trailer of Dante. He's freaking awesome. He has his weapons, like he has his like fire gauntlets that he had in Devil May Cry 1, and he has the motorcycle blade swords that attack enemies and stuff. They show a little bit of Nero gameplay as well. At the end of the trailer, after the trailer ends, then it shows that one chick say, "Oh, check out this work of art that I made you for your arm, Nero," and she pulls out a Mega Man Mega Buster
Oh no.
and places it on the table. And they have gameplay footage of Nero using the Mega Buster, and it's very they did camera angles to make it look like a side scroller, even though it's not going to be. They show him, sitting here going doo, 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 shooting at a monster, and whenever Nero died, it showed the explosion, that boo 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 boo. And when he comes back in, it shows him like that little that teleport in that Mega Man does. He goes pshoop.
Oh my god.
It was crazy, campy, but awesome.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
It's great. It's also been leaked, possibly leaked, like from a screenshot of a Devil May Cry, like a game description from a website, that the game will have online multiplayer.
Huh.
Somehow in Devil May Cry 5. And everybody's thinking and rumoring that it's going to be a co-op. That's why they showed Dante and Lady and Trish. You can play as multiple characters together or something.
Interesting.
It says on the screenshot that they showed, it says it's single player and network 2 to 3 players.
Huh.
So that might be something that is interesting about this.
That's interesting.
Yes. I'm interested to find out more. Everything they're showing about this game has got me on the edge of my seat. I am so excited. I love what I see of this game. The only thing I don't like, whenever they showed the new Dante trailer, more Dante gameplay, is they had a brand new song. Before, it was always the same song, this like Devil Trigger song, which was hype as fudge. It was awesome. Listening to this theme while watching Nero or Dante, attack monsters and stuff. It was a fantastic song. But this new song that they played for Dante's trailer was not as good. It's very heavy, like death metal type stuff. And it just doesn't sound as good as like the Devil Trigger song. That's the only thing I don't like so far. And a lot of people don't like it, actually. There's been a lot of people complaining about the song, like not just not being as good. That's it for Devil May Cry 5. I'm excited to see what comes of that. Resident Evil 2 has had a new trailer showing some more of the intro, more Claire. They revealed Ada Wong
Yeah, I
in the
saw
game,
that.
and they have a lot more of the Birkin family. It looks like a lot more focus is going to be on the Birkins, which is nice because they were a huge part of Resident Evil 2. Sherry and her mother and dad, William Birkin. And yeah, the trailer looks good. The game is still just, it's another game. Like, Capcom is just kicking it ass lately, you know.
Yeah, you could definitely say that.
Yeah, Capcom's kicking a lot of butt lately. But yeah, Resident Evil 2 had a new trailer and it looks great. I cannot wait for that. And what was it, January of
January
next year
25th.
for Resident Evil 2. Um, okay, so there's lots and lots of new videos and news about Red Dead Redemption 2. Like how Arthur can swim and John Marston couldn't. Um, you can unlock a tomahawk weapon in the game by playing GTA 5. I don't know how, but there's like a weapon, a tomahawk that you can unlock. The cities and the enormous world have had more details shown about him. But the thing that everyone is interested in is Red Dead Online.
Mm-hmm.
Red Dead Online. Red Dead Online is an evolution of the classic multiplayer experience in the original Red Dead Redemption, blending narrative with competitive and cooperative gameplay in fun new ways. It says it's using the gameplay of the upcoming Red Dead Redemption 2 as a foundation. Red Dead Online will be ready to be explored alone or with friends, and will also feature constant updates and adjustments to grow and evolve its experience for all players.
Ooh, Gary gambling in the web.
Red Dead Online is planned for, like, the game itself is going to be launched in October.
Mm-hmm.
But the Red Dead Online is planned for launch in November.
Like they did with 5.
Yeah, initially as a public beta.
A year later.
No, 2018, 1 month later. Initially as a public beta with more news to come soon. As with most online experiences in this size and scale, there will be inevitably some turbulence at launch. They're saying they're looking forward to working with the beta teams and stuff like that. But Red Dead Online, it could be good. I feel it might be a bit slower than GTA Online, but they were saying it's based, instead of fast paced and just do whatever you want in GTA Online, Red Dead Online is going to focus more on morality choices and stuff like that. I don't know how that'll work, but I'm excited. Red Dead Redemption 2 looks great. All the news and stuff that I've seen on it is crazy.
I would say probably with their comment of exploring solo, there's gotta be some good stuff that's just hidden, that is going to be hidden in the wild.
Any news about PC release?
Oh
no, it's only on PS4 and Xbox One right now.
Okay, there is some rumors going about right now that there will be no PC release at all. I tried to find corroboration of this rumor with Rockstar. I have not seen anything yet. There has been some slight smaller rumors that it is possible it could show up on PC, so it's kind of left swinging in the wind right now.
That sucks.
Yep.
I really wanted to play that game.
Yeah. A lot of PC players want to play that game. I guarantee it.
I will be playing it on the PS4.
So will I. But that's the news on Red Dead Redemption 2.
Why specifically the PS4? What you got against Xbox? Huh?
I don't have an Xbox.
Because I played Red Dead Redemption on the PS4.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I just wanted to start a console war. I'm sorry.
You can't start a console war with me. I own them all.
That's fair. So you're going to let me borrow one of your other PlayStation 4s so that way I can play it with you guys, right?
Come on down. We'll hook it up and we'll sit down and we'll play.
Okay. That sounds like a date.
The last bit of news I got was there was a PlayStation show going on recently, and they had a gameplay trailer for a game just simply known right now as Project Awakening.
Oh, I heard about this.
It looks amazing. It's super realistic looking. The gameplay looks crazy. It's you as like a swordsman, like with a sword and shield, fighting a giant behemoth looking dragon monster. The gameplay reminds me a lot of like Eco or Shadow of the Colossus mixed with Dark Souls, maybe. That's just my initial reaction just looking from the game at the gameplay. It looks awesome. I don't know what it's about, but just that one little gameplay trailer got me interested. Because if you could like play like that with the swordsman like doing moves and trying to dodge, I love it. I just love the way it looked.
Ooh.
I'm looking at Daniel's reaction right now.
I'm watching the trailer right now.
Yeah.
This looks so good.
See what I mean? It looks cool, doesn't it?
What?
It's very short. It's a very short gameplay trailer, but what little it has is like, whoa.
Is it the official trailer or is it actually a gameplay trailer?
It's an actual gameplay. It's an official gameplay. Yeah, it's an official trailer, but it has gameplay in it.
Oh, TJ's gonna love this.
It looks awesome. Check it out. It's called Project Awakening. Just look up like the Project Awakening PS4 trailer, and just relish in it.
No kidding. This looks amazing.
I don't know any other details other than what I've seen, but I can't wait.
All right, I'm kind of hooked now. I want to see what this game is about.
Yeah, right?
Did you see at the end of the trailer, in the smoke in the background?
Yes.
Shows all those giants.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
I'm saying. That's why I mentioned Shadow of the Colossus. That's what it kind of reminds me of, in a way, but kind of Dark Soulsy too.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It looks awesome.
I am stoked.
I wish
now.
I knew more about it. A lot of people are saying that it's going to be a game. It's going to be one of those games that's going to be canceled or delayed for years and years and years because right now it's just known as Project Awakening. It doesn't have an actual name yet.
I hope it doesn't get canceled. There's too many good games that always end up getting on the cutting block.
You know what it kind of reminds me of?
What?
A little bit of Monster Hunter mixed with Dragon's Dogma.
You could say that too. Monster Hunter,
yeah.
Dragon's Dogma, Dark Souls, Shadow of the Colossus. It reminds me of all those. It looks good.
Yeah. And that end with the shadows.
Yeah, right. I know, right?
That was really good.
It looks great. And you're the character that you were playing as looks awesome too. He just looks like a really cool character.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, he does.
That's all the news that I have. Final Fantasy is best Final Fantasy. Anyway,
wait, hold on. Now, I was gonna actually give you a few minutes here to kind of talk about about last week because I mean
okay.
I wanted some of your chime in for last week and you were unavailable, but since you just jumped in there and Final Fantasy 8's the best Final Fantasy ever, maybe I should just walk this all along to the next segment here. All right, come on.
All right.
You give me your best pitch for Final Fantasy VIII being the best Final Fantasy ever. While
I'm not gonna,
5 minutes.
I'm not gonna go there because, I love Final Fantasy as a whole. You know me.
Oh yeah.
I loved Final Fantasy VIII. Of course I did. But Final Fantasy IX is right up there, like right next to it for me.
I mean, Final Fantasy IX is my number one Final Fantasy.
I know it is. I remember how much we were waiting for Final Fantasy IX, and that's a big reason. You know, like I remember downloading the entire soundtrack before the game was even released. Mm-hmm. That's how much into it I was, and I would listen to it. And I remember seeing like cutscenes and stuff. Anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna say one is better than the other for me. Each one has their own uniqueness and special place in my heart for me. Like I hear the saying from some people all the time saying Final Fantasy lost its charm after 6 because it wasn't as unique, it wasn't as cute with the 2D. Once they tried to go to 3D like this with the Final Fantasy 7, they were all blocky and stuff. It lost its charm. I disagree. It had its own charm. Like it can't lose its charm. Each game has its own charm in own unique ways.
One
Final
could say
Fantasy's-
Final Fantasy VII was genre defining.
One
It
could
was.
say that.
It was a genre for 3D RPGs for
It
sure.
was.
Yeah. And it really was. And I'm just I wanted to go out there and say that as much as I love Final Fantasy VIII, because I would. It's hard for me to say. Every time I say Final Fantasy VIII is definitely my favorite, I think about the other Final Fantasies and I'm like, but I like them too. But there was, I guess, just lots of more memories with Final Fantasy VIII personally, I guess. But I guess I still agree with TJ on the fact that just if we're talking Final Fantasy, the first one that comes to my mind is 8. But then but shortly after for me is all the other ones, because I just me, I'm a huge Final Fantasy nerd.
Now, I made mention earlier that about the Final Fantasy VIII and the Switch and rumors of why it's not on there. Rumor mill's churning right now, and apparently, per rumor, Square Enix has lost all the source files for Final Fantasy VIII. So that is
Really?
why it's not being released, is because they have no way to actually remake the game.
I don't. I heard other things I heard that, but I also heard that maybe it might be because it's money related. If they tried to remaster 8, then they would have no reason to sell the old version of 8, or the 8 that's on Steam. They'd have to go through a lot of trouble to get it replaced or so. I forget.
Well,
what
they've
the
also
whole
got Final Fantasy VII on
was.
Steam right now as well,
They do,
and
yeah,
Final
they
Fantasy
do.
IX.
Yeah, I was. That still took me by surprise when I saw that.
It is. It's so weird. It is so.
But I was
weird.
excited about it. I was like, yes. But I agree with you guys that it sounds weird. Like, imagine if you had not played any Final Fantasies and you're like, oh, man, I wish I could play. Like, if you owned the Switch and no other console. Let's say this scenario exists, because it probably does. There's billions of people. You own the Switch and you're like, man, I've heard a lot about these Final Fantasy games that people like to play. I wonder what some of them are like. Oh, look, Nintendo Direct. Final Fantasy 7, 9, and 10, 10-2 Remaster are coming to the Nintendo Switch, and you're like, awesome, I can play Final Fantasy. Wait,
Where's 8?
there's a number missing there. Yeah, like, did they not know how to count? Final Fantasy 7, 9. I agree with you that, like, why leave it out?
They're as bad as Microsoft. 7, 8, 8.1, 10. Wait a second.
Like, what's going on?
We don't need no stinking Windows 9.
Or Xbox. You got Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One. Hold on.
Xbox One X1.
Yeah, Xbox
Huh?
X1X, Xbox X1S.
When did we get into algebra? What?
Anyway,
Xbox Coast.
I agree that it just sounds weird
Xbox
not having
Square.
8 right there, and I don't know why they made that decision, but I can only assume maybe they are going to work on a remaster, because they haven't done a remaster of it yet. They have done a remaster of 7 and a remaster of 9, and then the remaster of 10 and 10-2. They haven't done a remaster of 8. Maybe it's something in the works.
Well, they need it. Well,
It needs
they're
it.
working on it then alongside the remake of Final Fantasy VII for the PS4.
Yeah,
But
Final
even
Fantasy
then,
7 remake.
We
yeah.
ain't ever going to see Final Fantasy VII remake happen. That was supposed to be out like last year. Now it's 2018. We still haven't seen anything yet.
And wasn't that available for pre-order too?
Oh, it's still available for pre-order.
That's how they are.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating, but nonetheless.
It is frustrating. But I mean for TJ, maybe they didn't include it because it's in the idea. The idea is running in their heads like, okay, 8 needs a remaster before we re-release it.
8 needs
Maybe
a
it's
remaster.
something that they'll do.
It
does.
8 needs a remaster. Okay, let's look at the calendar. When can we sneak in a Final Fantasy 8 remaster? 2050?
2035. No.
All
You
right,
would-
target
if
it for there.
Yeah, I hope it does get one. If not, I mean, there's always you can always play the Final Fantasy 8 on PC and use player-made mods
Yeah.
to enhance the details of it. So that's something at least.
True.
Yeah, it's called outsourcing. Let your fan base do the work.
Yep.
Worked for Sonic.
That being said, even if it doesn't get a remaster, it's always going to be like one of my favorite Final Fantasies, just because it was so good, and it's something that I grew up with, when I was younger. For what, going back on what TJ said, 12 wasn't that bad, really. It really wasn't that bad.
I know it wasn't a bad game.
It wasn't a bad game. After a while, it kind of got a little boring, I guess, because of the gambit system, I guess, mostly. But it was I thought it was decent.
True.
A lot of people are also going to be wondering, the same people who are wondering what happened to the number 8, are probably also going to be wondering what happened to 11.
Yeah, where's 11? Where's 14? Well, those
Yeah,
were
where's 11, where's 14?
online.
That's the problem with naming your games a number after a single player game.
They should have just called the online just Final Fantasy Online and then Final Fantasy Online 2. Start a whole new thing.
Should've.
But they wanted
well.
to do the yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's enough of last week.
Sorry. I had to have a little bit of input.
Oh, I was gonna give it
the
to
Final
you.
Fantasy nerd.
I wanted to hear your Final Fantasy rants. It's not the same. If we're talking about Final Fantasy, Michael's got to be in the middle of Final Fantasy.
I do, and I'm middle road. I like all the Final Fantasies in their own way.
9 is the best.
I'm not gonna say, yeah, I'm with Daniel, 9 is the best, or yeah, I'm with TJ, 8 is the best.
I've only ever played 3 and 10.
I like them.
At least
3 on the DS and 10 on the PS2.
At least you avoided Final Fantasy X-2. Now TJ will start rolling over.
Stress spheres?
Let's just. I'm gonna go the route that you went. You said Final Fantasy VIII was good because you liked watching me play it.
Oh yeah.
Last week you said you liked watching me play it. It was good in that regard. It's a good Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah.
It's not something that you'd play personally. It's just something that you really enjoyed watching me play. I'm gonna go the same route as you did, and say I liked watching TJ play Final Fantasy X too. It was good in that regard.
Okay, TJ. So now you need to play Final Fantasy X-2. I have it on PlayStation 4. You can play it on PlayStation 4 and for the channel. And then I guess I will watch with Michael. And then I will make fun of it while Michael will defend it. There's a thing that we can do.
There's a thing we can do.
All right, TJ. You hear it. We got to make it happen. So let's figure it out. All righty. It's that time of the week again. A time.
Is it nap time?
Where we all get around and check the old email box. Because if you want your email read on the VGBit Bitcast, you can send your emails to bitcast@vgbits.com. That's BITCAST at VGBits.com. We'll read them. I promise. Because we're reading 3 this week.
3
emails. Count them. 1, 2, 3 for the sake of doing it. So, first email comes in with the subject. Comes in with the subject line email. See, I pay attention. That one was for TJ right there. This one is from Icarus. He goes, "Hey guys, this week's question: what older Nintendo game do you want remastered on the Switch? Personally, I want a remade Billy Hatcher. Also working on possibly getting the money for PAX South, super exciting, and PAX Unplugged is something he's been looking at for a while. I know this PAX Unplugged is coming up super, super, super quick.
Yep, November.
No way I can do it this time, unfortunately.
Same.
Maybe next year. Maybe next year, if I can pull it off. I will see if I can get to the East Coast.
If I'm still on the East Coast, I will definitely be trying to go next year because I should be out of school and hopefully employed somewhere.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Guys, older Nintendo game, not specifically NES game, just any older Nintendo game. What do you want remastered on the Switch? So I'm going to do the thing and avoid the NES games.
Okay.
And I'm going to look at the SNES games, N64 games, and maybe even go into the GameCube.
I kind of already answered this question with old NES games.
Right.
I kind of already answered this question because I said Crystalis.
Right.
It's something I'd like to see remastered.
Yeah, that's why I was saying let's kind of ignore the NES games. Let's look for something a little different this time.
Yeah. I'll do the same thing. I'll do the same.
Okay.
I gotta think though.
Okay, well, as you think about it, I would really kind of like to see. I know this is gonna sound stupid, but this game was really, really fun back in the day. Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
I thought they did do a remake of that recently.
No, I do agree with that, though. That was a fantastic game.
Zombies Ate My Neighbors was a really good little top-down shooter. And it's all fun and games because you're kids with water guns and stuff like that. But it was really freaking hard. Way too freaking hard. But I think Zombies Ate My Neighbors. It's still a good game to play right now. If you've never played it, find an emulator. Legalities. No, let me cover my ears for a second, everybody, and you do too. Go find an emulator and play it on an emulator. It's worth playing at least once or twice just to see it, because it was one of those weird horror games that wasn't really horror. You gotta save people. You gotta kill zombies.
It was very campy horror kind of, but it was funny.
Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah, so I'd really like to see a remade Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
I can agree with that.
That's kind of what I'm looking for. So, anybody else got anything?
Honestly, this is probably the hardest question for me because I never really played that much Nintendo when I was younger.
True, you were more so in the PlayStation eras.
Well, the other issue was I always wanted a Nintendo, either the GameCube or the N64 or something like that. But growing up, we just didn't have the money for it. And my brother, I only played games because my brother happened to own a PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2. Otherwise, I played them at friends' houses, but all I really played was I think I played a Lego racing game, a GoldenEye, and Mario Kart.
You could always ask for a GoldenEye remix. A rematch.
I was thinking of a GoldenEye remake, but GoldenEye Source is probably the best that we're gonna get.
Yeah, they have GoldenEye Source.
That's true. That's true.
And that's mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, but that's not on the Switch, though.
I don't care.
You put it on the Switch. Then you could use the little Wiimote, or not Wiimotes, the Switch mote, whatever they're called. Joy-Cons.
But yeah, I think if I would pick a game, I would probably want to see maybe Diddy Kong Racing redone on the Switch, because I played that on my DS. That was the only Nintendo console that I ever really owned, was my Nintendo DS Lite, and I played the crap out of Diddy Kong Racing.
I know someone else here who would probably love Diddy Kong Racing being remade.
The guy who owned all of you over there.
Yeah.
I love that face. Yep.
Yeah,
I'd enjoy it. Yeah, I agree with that too.
I won.
Without, I'm sorry, Cody. I would enjoy it without the balloon popping minigame. That was the worst addition to the DS.
I don't remember that.
It was the secondary, like in the original Nintendo 64 game Diddy Kong.
Uh-huh.
The secondary racing part was racing but collecting silver coins.
Oh, okay.
But on the DS, they changed it so you used the stylus to move the screen around, and you had to go pop, 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 and you had to pop all these balloons with the stylus, and it was annoying. And I was like, "This is stupid."
Yeah, I don't remember that.
It was awful. That's why you don't remember.
Yeah, I
But
probably
the
just
main
blocked it out.
game- The main like adventure mode and all that stuff. Oh yeah,
Oh
heck
yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
All right, Michael.
I have 3 answers.
Okay. I've found another.
Sorry.
I happen to find another one. So go ahead. What are your 3 answers?
Okay. First, I would like to see a remake of the original Maniac Mansion.
Oh baby. Yes,
I
please.
think that would be awesome. Secondly, I would like to see a remake of Star Tropics.
Ooh, baby, yeah. You're hitting all the good buttons right now.
Yes. And now, moving up to Super Nintendo, I would like to see a remake of the story and world of Super Mario RPG,
Ooh.
because that was I loved that game. And they've done more Mario RPG games like Mario and Luigi on the DS,
Paper Mario.
and Paper Mario and stuff, but it just never had the same feeling for me.
True. I mean,
None
they always said that Paper Mario was supposed to be the spiritual successor to Mario
Yes.
RPG, but
I would actually like to see a remake or remaster of the Super Mario RPG with Geno and Mallow returning and like all the little mini games and stuff. Like, I loved that. I loved that game so much, and I'd like to see that.
I saw just now while I was perusing all these old SNES games, Breath of Fire 2.
Oh yeah, the Breath of Fire series.
We haven't seen Breath of Fire in forever.
What was the last one? Like 4 on PlayStation? Breath of Fire 4 on PlayStation 1, I think, was the last one.
Let me see.
Those were good games.
Yes.
You know what? I did think of a second game that I would like to see.
Okay.
You reminded me that I grew up playing the original brick Game Boy.
Oh yeah.
I think I still have it somewhere. But I would love to play. I think it was Super Mario Brothers 2, where one of the bosses that you ended up fighting was like the 3 little pigs, and there was a witch, and
It was Super Mario Land 2.
maybe
The one where the coins, something of the coins one. I think it was Super Mario Land 2, where you can get the bunny ears.
Yes, it was Super Mario Land 2.
Super Mario
Yep.
Land 2. Yeah, that was a good game. Yeah,
Yeah.
that they need to remaster that too. I agree.
I would love to see that again, and maybe the Star Wars game that was on the Game Boy. I remember that one being really hard, but I love Star Wars and I like playing it. So anyway,
All right.
I'm done.
So there we go for that email. And now, on to the second email. By the way, the first one was from our good buddy Mike. Second email is from our good buddy Mike again, this time with the subject line, reverse email. And he put it in there.
Reverse.
He goes, I think my dream game would probably have to be a love child between Dark Souls, Monster Hunter, and Dragon's Dogma.
Guess what? You got it. Project Awakening.
Check it out. I mean, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, I mean, we just amazingly had that conversation a minute ago. Hopefully it'll come out. As for new content, as we asked last week what you would like to see, he says, I think doing some stuff on TV and movies would be pretty cool, seeing as you guys like them, and it'd be cool to see your guys' interests. So, more TV and movie discussion, perhaps.
Maybe a movie podcast.
We've been debating and kicking around the idea of either discussing more TV and movie in the podcast or doing a separate podcast for that, because we can talk forever when it comes to TV and movies because
You'd be watching like 3 to 4 hour podcasts if we included it in the same thing.
yeah, it could be a long one, but so it is on a talking point list that we have right now. Maybe we can pull it off. Maybe we can. We will definitely go ahead and spin up the old conversation again and see what we can do, because we definitely want to add more videos to the channel, and we love our TV and movies.
Absolutely.
Yep. We just have to think of a good name for it.
There's lots of them that I can talk about.
Oh, shoot. You know what? I just thought of some news.
What did you think of this news related right now?
Netflix announced that they're going to do a live-action version of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh yeah, that's true. I saw that.
With the original creators.
I did see that, and it had the little animal thing floating in the air behind him as he was walking. Aang was walking. I was like, look, that's a thing that's gonna happen. I may watch that.
I should look that up.
So maybe
I didn't know
really
that they
do
actually
need
had a
TV
trailer.
podcast.
Yeah, I think we do.
I think we're gonna have to make a TV podcast.
Okay, so they just have Appa floating. I gotcha.
Yeah.
It's not an actual trailer. Never mind. But yeah, that's my news for the week.
Let's move on to the next segment.
Email.
All right, Mike, thank you so much for your input as always, and your questions as always. We greatly appreciate it.
You know what else I thought about too earlier?
What's that?
I wrote it down. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about everything at the end. I thought of another game that I want to see do Battle Royale, and for one reason.
What?
I want to see Halo do Battle Royale, but instead of as Spartans, I want you to be ODST.
Ooh!
Right. That might be good, actually.
Right?
Yeah.
Ooh, man, like Big War Mode, except legit Big War Mode.
Yeah, and think about it. You literally, so the Covenant are, you land and then the Covenant start glassing the planet, and that's why you have to start moving inward, and you got to get to an evac zone, right?
Oh, I'm liking this. That's probably the one way you'd get me to play a Battle Royale game. Make it Halo.
How dope would that be?
Microsoft employee comes in, watches the little bit of this podcast, and is like,
I'm gonna just take this right here.
That's copyright. Flag this video for copyright.
God, how cool would that be?
Oh my god, that would be amazing. Oh yeah, I like that. I'm down for that. That's how you get me to play the game.
See, I've always wanted to have the ODST drop. You know, when you come down in the pods, and that would just be the perfect way to do it. Just woof.
Boom.
Yup.
Oh man, ODST was such a good game too.
Yes, it was. Even if it's just like a simulation, like, you know, because you gotta kill your other ODST people, and you typically wouldn't do that, but that would still be pretty cool.
Oh, I'm down. I'm down. Okay. Now on to our third email. Guys, we got a new contributor for the email this week. As Cody hinted to earlier. It is from Justin, and his subject line is electronic mail. I like it. It's just right.
I think what made it funny is how you said it. So
it's I said it exactly like he wrote it too. So that's why I'm like, perfect. So here we go. In his email, he says, I love open world games like Skyrim and Breath of the Wild. However, I tend to lose interest after completing 10 to 15% of each open world game. I think that's because of decision fatigue. Some people can jump into these games and just play around. My playstyle is more mechanical. I'm not a completionist, but I like the experience most of what the game provides. But I like to experience most of what the game provides. My apologies. I normally get bored after completing so many quests/side quests, meticulously leveling up and collecting items. The term OCD gets thrown around too often, and I don't think it's the issue here. However, these games do seem to result in quirky behavioral patterns, and habits that overshadow the experience. Have any of you guys had similar experiences? Is the problem open world fatigue or filler padding fatigue? Which games have managed to properly balance open world and linear elements? From Justin. This is a great email, and I really, really, really wish Curtis was on for this one. So
We'll shoot it to him next time he's on. We'll say, hey, this is for you.
I really, really, really want to get his input on this one at some point, because I think Curtis would have some great insight onto this topic. But we will roll into this and say, all right, so what do you think? Any similar experiences?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like that's just me in a nutshell, man. Like, I love RPGs. I love open world. I love getting to do just about anything that I want to do. But I think I get the same thing. You know, I'm just fatigued by all these decisions. Like, if anyone has ever watched me play an RPG, like if it allows stealth elements, I want to do stealth. And it's like I could do anything else, but I want to do stealth for some reason. I have the choice to be a mage, a warrior, or whatever. I play stealth. And I don't know why, but I guess it's just because it's something I'm comfortable with and I'm familiar with, and it's an easier choice to make than trying to learn something different. But then, like, when it comes down to actually questing and exploring the world, like, I love diving into the lore and that sort of thing. But, you know, after a few quests, it's just like, man, this is getting really old. It's like, I was able to play Skyrim through once. Not 100%, just most of the way through once. And I every time I've tried to go back and play it, I can't, because it's just like, this is boring. It's the same old thing.
I can see. From my perspective, because I love open world games. Absolutely. But they have to be certain open world games.
Mm-hmm.
Not every open world game holds my attention to where I will continue. I have quit at the start of a ton of open world games just because I'm like, nope. Rockstar makes open world games as you should. I mean, the story and stuff is so interesting behind it. Final Fantasy, well, that's more linear, honestly. Who else makes...
Wasn't Final Fantasy 12 more open world?
Final Fantasy...
Or was that 13?
13 went linear, straight linear. It was way too linear to be, for my tastes, actually, in a Final Fantasy game. There are some open world elements in Final Fantasy, and it was enjoyable. But circle back to what he was asking here. I have had similar experiences in what he's talking about with the decision fatigue or filler padding fatigue. Mine's less of decision fatigue, because I enjoy making the choice of doing what I want to do. It's more or less the filler and the padding, the side quest stuff. If it's not a diverse enough side quest setup, and I'll use World of Warcraft as an example for this, where it's like, go kill 5 rabbits, and then you get 5,000 variations of killing 5 things. It gets old.
Yeah.
Way old. And you get bored. But in some of the stuff where it requires you to do this, if you want to experience some more of the content, to where maybe you don't get a side quest unless you do all of this stuff, where you do all the hunting. Red Dead Redemption, all the hunting stuff, where you got to go kill a bear, and you got to go kill a moose, and you got to go kill a squirrel, and then gut them, and
bear, moose, squirrel,
moose and squirrel. No, of the things of that nature, I got bored with that.
Yeah.
So I think for me, it's filler and the padding stuff on the side quest. If they make it a good, true, engaging side quest, like I'll say The Witcher. The Witcher was really good at spinning narratives all the way across the board. I mean, anything you did, you had something, an interesting hook that kept you invested in the game for that entire duration. Whether you can play where you play the game through or whether you don't. So that's my take.
I definitely agree with you on that with The Witcher. I never played it myself, but I've watched people play it. And I just remember watching, specifically, I was watching Jesse Cox play it, and he just like goes off on this huge side quest tangent, and I'm like, oh, right, that's not the main game. This is a side quest.
Yeah.
And I'm like enthralled and invested in this side quest, and he's like, all right, let's go back and do the main quest. I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah. So that's fine. Michael, what do you got?
I've experienced fatigue in different ways depending on the game. Here's my thoughts on it. Side quests and padding, like games like Skyrim and Oblivion, they have a lot of them. Sometimes they can be really interesting. Sometimes they can get boring. Like you said, in World of Warcraft, it can get ridiculously boring doing the same kind of side quests over and over and over. You explained all that really well. So I agree with you on that matter. A game that I can tell you that does open world really well is Just Cause, the Just Cause series, because it's just so hectic and crazy. You can on your way to do a mission, you're like, oh, I need to meet this guy over here to do a story mission. On your way there, you could do a million things to cars and like grab people with a grappling hook and hang them up on the buildings and stuff. It's just fun to do that kind of stuff with that a level of freedom. That's a game that does open world really well.
Stick a booster on a cow's butt and send
it to the moon. Or like use a grappling hook, hook a guy up to like a compressed tank and then shoot the tank and it just goes and something takes him with it or something. Just stuff like that is hilariously fun. A problem with some games lately is that they're wanting to make the open world even bigger and bigger and bigger sometimes. They're like, guess what? Now the open world is even way larger than our previous game. And we're like, and it's like, why? It doesn't need to be. It was already huge before.
Yeah.
One game that was good, but did open world terrible was Shadow of the Colossus. That fatigued me because you had to ride your horse through this long open field where nothing happens just to get to the next colossi. And it was boring. And I almost wanted to quit the game. After I fought a colossus, then I was just like, oh, do I really want to keep playing to just ride the horse to the next one? That got old. So that didn't have any filler or padding in it. It was just you were unable to teleport, quick travel or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a different example of how open world can be fatiguing. Like you said, some Rockstar games can do it perfect, like GTA. There's a lot of stuff to do in GTA. It's fun to drive around and do open world stuff and side quests on that. Red Dead Redemption, I agree with you on that. How it kind of got old doing the oh, I gotta go collect some flowers. Oh, I gotta go shoot some animals just to try and get this achievement list done. There was another game I had in mind. I lost my train of thought.
While you try and recover that, another game that I felt did a decent job at being open world was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes. That's actually the game that I was thinking of. Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
I never played it myself. Again, the one person who I watch play these games is Jesse Cox, and it's because he goes through the lore in the story and he dives deep into it and he goes into all the side quests and stuff. So I really enjoy watching him play games. And I love that game.
That one, yeah, that was a fantastic open world game.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Okay,
Um,
you know, there's there's a few other games out there. It's like Metal Gear Solid 5. You could
I
technically
was just
kind of
thinking about
consider
that one.
it. You can consider it an open world game.
I would say so.
You want to have more. It's Metal Gear has always been good at linear in its case, and I don't think it did open world really well.
I agree.
I agree.
Metal Gear Solid 5 was fun.
It was
I
a good
enjoyed
game.
it, but the open world, it could have done without that.
Right. I would
I agree on that.
much rather have a linear Metal Gear game. Just because that's the way it has been. Look at the other Metal Gears that have been especially huge. Metal Gear Solid, or just for the PlayStation 1 Metal Gear, then Metal Gear Solid 2 for the PlayStation 2, even though you got naked ride-in cartwheels in that game, it was still very much so linear and very story-driven. And I think, and honestly, I think that's where you fall off on a lot of the open world games. If there's not something engaging, it doesn't have to even be all the time, just enough to keep you wanting to play their game. And I know they're trying, like Justin was saying, that he likes to go around and collect all the things that are in the game.
I'm the same way.
If you put too many things to collect in a game, then it becomes tiresome. Specifically Breath of the Wild, where you got to pick up 999 of those stupid little golden turds, more or less.
Here's the thing
exactly
with
that's
Breath
what
of the
they
Wild.
are.
The thing with Breath of the Wild is the overworld was done great.
Right.
Like, it was fun to explore the overworld. It was great. But when you get into the collecting issue, that's the part that was like, no.
That hurt.
It did.
I loved exploring the map on Breath of the Wild because everywhere you turn, there was something interesting to look at. And that is mind-blowing because of how huge the map is in that game. To have that many interesting things all the time. And Nintendo did it just right. It wasn't overbearing, but when you happen to walk through a section of woods and you look up and you've got the little light beams coming in, trickling through the leaves, just so, and then there's that flower patch that's off to the left, just so, and little water, you're like, ooh. And then you got to stop and think about it. It's like somebody made this section of the map specifically so you would go, ooh.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
I mean, that's basically like my thoughts was what I said, some game, it depends on the type of game, because it can be fatiguing if there's too much, and it can also be fatiguing if there's not enough and there's just too much it's like too far to go, like in Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah. So, then I think we will probably run in agreement. Games that have managed to pull off the balance well. Witcher 3. Specifically Witcher 3, not 1 or 2, because 1 was a trailer park fire and 2 started to just now get better. And then 3 was a masterpiece. So Witcher, what else did we say?
Just Cause.
Just
series.
Cause.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Which I will say, it definitely did have some kind of side quests in it, but for the most part, that game was... Side quest took you somewhere you never went before, and it was beautiful.
Yeah. And
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption. Games that didn't pull it off well, we're going to say, was Metal Gear Solid 5.
Dragon Age.
Skyrim.
Shadow of the Colossus. And you know what? I don't think we didn't say this, but I'm going to say some of the Assassin's Creed series.
Yeah.
It was...
Yeah.
Oh, God, especially with you got to follow this guy. every freaking 5 minutes.
I think that was probably into Brotherhood, because I remember when I played Brotherhood, there were a lot of missions that were like, follow this guy, follow him,
Yeah.
follow him. I was like, I don't want to follow him. I just want to kill him. Let me kill him.
True. All right, so there you go. I think we pretty much covered his email pretty well.
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
so Justin,
Thank you, Justin.
thank you so much for sending in your email. If you do happen to think of anything else, please feel free to send in any type of email. We will answer any questions because we like answering questions. So, for this week, do we want to throw out a question to everybody else again? Because last week we asked them what your dream game would be.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, we actually started talking about Mike's dream game, more or less, with The Awakening. Oddly coincidental.
Very.
So do we want to try and throw something out for the listeners this week? Something to chime in on?
I got nothing.
Let's
What?
see.
I think I might have one.
Okay.
And kind of follows along with, what your dream game is, but like, what is your favorite game setting to play in and why? So
Ooh.
like genre or, scheme. So like, if you like the Dark Souls kind of like nitty gritty, or if you like the more upbeat, like Legend of Zelda, if you like the gray Skyrim, like, those types, like what is your favorite genre, your favorite setting, like, and why?
Yeah, I'll go along with that. Absolutely. So do you
It was
like
also
medieval?
kind of yeah. It was kind of inspired by like me being a dungeon master, and it's like, what kind of game would someone enjoy playing? So like, what kind of setting do you like?
There you go. So
Medieval, sci-fi, yeah.
tell us your favorite game settings, and we will discuss along with your email. I like the idea. Okay, well, guys, I guess that's going to do it for the Bitcast this week.
All right.
Michael, Cody, thank you so much for joining me.
Pleasure to be here.
And thank you all for watching. And we will see you next time. Same Bitcast channel, same Bitcast time for episode 38. Bye, everyone.
See ya.